Washington Times.
And I'm Susan Ferrechio with the Washington Times.
Day one of the Republican National Convention.
So far, it's been very exciting because the president made an announcement, not in person, but on social media, that his pick for vice president would be Senator from Ohio, J.D. Vance. So that's lent a lot of excitement to the delegates on the floor. And they've also been busy nominating the president. They've gone through all the states, and he has officially clinched the nomination. He's won all the delegates, and is now the nominee for the ballot in 2024.
There is immense sense of unity here, more so than perhaps you would have seen in 2016 when President Trump was first nominated as the party's nominee. And this nomination is playing out against a dramatically different backdrop, as we know. But the last few days, this series of 48 hours, we had the near death of former President Donald Trump. And today, we also learned that one of the big legal cases against him was dismissed. And that has cleared the way for the nomination here. And as Susan has been taken into account today, it is the culmination in a lot of ways of one of the biggest political comebacks we've seen in decades.
Right, he lost the election in 2020 and he left Washington and moved to Florida. There were real questions whether his political future even existed at all. And now today he's not only back atop the ticket, but he is in control of the Republican platform and the agenda in ways that we really haven't seen even with past nominees. He really is the party's leader, and he's been in the leadership position now for many years. And that's really rather historic for the Republican Party.
The point was driven home today where the delegates on the floor, by a voice vote, cleared the party platform, which had omitted some language that pro-life Republicans wanted, but President Trump and his campaign felt they could do without. And then on top of that, we saw during the roll call vote that Senate leader Mitch McConnell, who has led Republicans in the Senate for quite a long time, was showered with boos when he was delivering the roll call vote today in the state of Kentucky. What does it show us?
It shows us that the anti-Trump faction is not really welcome here at the convention. It still definitely exists out there in the United States, but here at the convention, everyone is for Trump. There are very few people here who are, have been the president's enemies. And I think that's, again, part of his political journey, President Trump's, from 2016 to now, that he's really trying to be a more unifying, we'll see if he keeps doing it, but he's really trying to be a more unifying candidate for president in the hopes that he'll bring in those votes from the key swing states that he lost in 2020. He needs to be more of a unifying figure to help bring in all the support in order to beat President Biden.
And finally, this is also playing out as Democrats wrestle what to do with President Biden, whether or not he stays atop the ticket, and that contrast is really bleeding through. For the Washington Times, I'm Seth McLaughlin.
And I'm Susan Ferrechio. Stay tuned for more coverage.